Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's challenging level puzzle, and it's called Colorado 14 by Florian Wortman, and here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit from 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell region. That is a box in this case. Digits joined by an X sum to 10. Digits joined by a V sum to 5. And all possible X's and V's are given. So this is the negative constraint here. So for example, if this were a 3, this would have to be 7. If this were a 3, this would be 2. But if this were 3, neither of these digits could be a 2 or a 7 because there would be no... If there was a 2 or a 7 here, there would have to be an X or a V in between those, and there is none. So that's what the negative constraint means. And then finally, we have a digit outside the grid has to be placed in the nth cell in the corresponding direction, where n is the digit in the cell next to the clue. So, for example, if this were, say, a 6, well, let's use 3 then. If there was a 3 there, that would mean that the 4 would have to be in the third cell in this direction. So 4 would have to be there if that were the case. And these are number rooms clues. So, and those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, so that means these digits, any digits that are next to a V must be 1 through 4. So we have different V's here. So we're going to make this red, yellow, pink, and blue. So this is a corresponding 6 through 9. This is a corresponding 6 through 9, which is the pink one. This is the yellow 1 through 4 because it adds up with this red 1 through 4 to add up to 10, or to add up to 5. This cannot be blue, pink, or yellow for the low, so these must be 1 through 4 to 6 through 9, and if this were the low red, this would have to have a V in between, here and here. So this is the 6 through 9 version. This is 1 through 4. Neither of these can... This can't be the blue 6 through 9, or the blue digits adding up to 10, because it sees one of them here. And it can't be red, can't be yellow, so this must be pink here. That means this is blue. Since this is blue here, this can't be 1 through 4, so this must be the 6 through 9. This is 1 through 4. This can't be the blue-pink 1 through 4, so this must be red and yellow. That leaves this as pink. Okay, this can't be the red 1 through... can't be the reds adding up to 10. This is blue or pink. This is blue or pink. So this is blue or pink here. So this is definitely pink. The rest of box 2 must be 5 through 9. The rest of column 5 must be 5 through 9 because we have all 4 1 through 4s there. We also have all 4 1 through 4s in column or row 6. So that means the rest of the digits are 5 through 9. We're going to make the pinks actually green. We can mark the pink 5. So that means this is 1 through 4 and 6 through 9 here. We have all the 1 through 4s in box 5. So this must be 5 through 9. This is yellow and red. This is either blue or green here. We're not sure which. This is also blue or green because it cannot contain red and yellow. This is blue or green. The rest of the digits must be 5 through 9. So this can't be 5 through 9. This can't be blue or green, so this is red or yellow. This is the low one then. This can't be... What else do we know? This is blue or green. So this is the same one. Okay. In column 6, we have 5 digits from 5 through 9. These 3 and one of these 2. Sorry, these 4 and one of these 2. Which means the rest of the column cannot contain 5 through 9. So these must be 1 through 4 here. If the red and the yellow, so the green low cannot be here. If the red and the yellow were next to each other, they would have to have a V in between. So they cannot be in, this digit must not be the red or the yellow one. This must be blue. So this is low red, low yellow. We have low yellow also as a possibility for box 5, but if this were the low yellow, that's the only cell that we don't have connected right now. In box 5, if this were low yellow, the problem is there would have to be an X in between, so this can't be low yellow. Therefore, this is low yellow, which is the last digit. That means this can't be 5, 6, this can't be 6, 7, 8, or 9, so this is 5, which means this can't be 5. So 5 is one of these 2. We're missing a high red. Sorry, I think I said low yellow. I meant a high yellow, right? 5 can't be here, so 5 is one of these 2. 5 is one of those 3, obviously. We're missing a high green and a high yellow here. Okay. This cannot be red. It cannot be green. It could be, it's blue or yellow here. So this is blue or yellow, adding up to 10. So this digit must be... It sees all the different blue and greens, so it cannot be blue and green. And it must be... Can't be 5, so it's 6 through 9. Right, because this is a different set than this one. So this must be red or yellow. We're not sure which. What are the digits here? There's a 5 and there's a high red. So this can't be high red here. This must then be high yellow. Therefore, this can't be blue and it can't be yellow. It could be green or red here. We're not sure which. We know one of the lows has to be here. Okay, so say this was a 5. If this were 5, the problem with that is these add up to 10, these add up to 10, and these add up to 10. Therefore, these would also have to add up to 10 because there's no other digits possible there. Therefore, this cannot be 5. 5 is one of these, and then we have 1 through 4 in the rest. So 5 has to be one of those 2, which means this can't be 5. Where is the 5 in row 6? It must be here. So this is 5. This must be a high red. This can't be 5 here. Where's the 5 in row 3? It must be here. So this is 5, which means this can't be 5. So this is high red also. Because that's the only digit remaining in box 2. This is high red or high yellow. We're not sure which. One of these is blue or green. The other one is red or yellow, but we're not sure which is which. This cannot be red and it cannot be green because of those digits there. Therefore, this is blue or yellow here. Okay. What other restrictions do we have? So the corresponding digit that goes to... So these two are the same digit no matter what. Okay, we'll mark that as A, I guess. And this is B. Then B has to be one of these two. Okay. Hmm. What else do we know? There's a low green here. There's a high green here, and then a high yellow. But that doesn't tell us much. So this one must be a low yellow or red here. Though we're not sure which. Okay, whichever one this is cannot match this. Okay, that makes sense. So whatever digit this is, it cannot match this one. Obviously, it can't match here, and it can't match here. So where is it? It must match this. And this was either red or green. It cannot be yellow, so it must be red then. So this is red, which means both of these are red. Since this is red, this can't be red. This is yellow, which means this can't be yellow. This is blue. This can't be blue. This is green. And the reason why we knew all that is these two add up to 10. We know these two must add up to 10 because all the other 10s are accounted for. So this matches this, but it cannot match that. So therefore, where is this in box 3? It has to be here. And therefore, this is a red set. So this is red, this is red, this has to be yellow. One of these is yellow. This is blue. So this can't be green. This is blue. So this can't be blue. This is the green, which means the other blue is here. And it cannot be red, so it's blue and yellow here. This can't be yellow. This is red, which means this can't be red because there would be an X in between if this was. So this can't be yellow. This is red. We're not sure which one of these is high or low, though. We don't know which one of these is high or low. 5 cannot be here, so 5 must be one of these two digits because one of these two digits is 5. Green cannot be here. Green cannot be either of these, so these are both of the greens. We are looking for a low yellow and a high yellow. Well, if this were either yellow, the problem is there would definitely be an X in between one of these two. So this can't be yellow. This must be a 5, which makes these both yellow. Since this is yellow, this must be low yellow here. We have a high yellow here. Therefore, this is high yellow here. This can't be 5. This is the low yellow, and this is the 5 here. Okay. What is this? Is also blue or yellow. It's the it matches this to add. Oh, this can't be. It matches whatever this is to add up a 10. Okay. We're missing a low red. We don't know where that is. And we're missing the other blue and yellow from here. Hmm. Low red is one of these 3. High red is one of those 3. Cannot be here, though. Hmm. Okay. What else do we have? Okay, for numbered rooms clues, one, unless one can never be the first digit, except if the clue outside is a 1. So this could be any digit here, 1 through 9. This 4 cannot be 1. It could be 2, 3. Cannot be 4, because if it were 4, then it would say that 4 is in the first spot when it's or 4th is in the 4th spot when it's actually in the first spot. So this can never be 4. Can't be 5. Could be 6, 7, 8, or 9 here. Okay. And this could be any digit, really. What else do we have? So one of the greens is here, one of the greens is here. We're missing blue, red, and yellow here. Um, hmm. Where can the low yellow be in box 6? It can't be here because of the low yellow in the row. Can't be here because of the low yellow in the column. So it must be here. And therefore this is both yellow. This can't be yellow. This is blue. This can't be yellow. This is blue, which makes this B. So this can't be. That matches here. This is yellow, so this is a high yellow. This can't be blue because this would have to be an X in between them. So blue must be here also, which means this is low red. And one of these is blue. What's left here? We have blue, green, and yellow left here. Obviously like 5 somewhere here. So blue low is 1, 2, or 3. So this is 1, 2, or 3. That means the green low must be 2, 3, or 4 to correspond. And the high blue is 7, 8, or 9. So this can't be 9 here. Okay, what are we missing? Um, what else do we have? Do we start making these A and B's? I don't know, maybe. A, B, A, this is B. So B has to be one of these letters. A has to be one of these. We're gonna make this C and D. So this is D, this is C, which means C has to be one of these three. D has to be one of those three. We don't know the difference between these, though. Okay. Yeah, these have to be opposite sets of low and high, right? If they weren't, if say these were the same set, so say this was 6, 7, 8, 9, and this was 6, 7, 8, 9, that would force these to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and there would have to be a V in between them. Or say these were 1, 2, 3, 4, then there would have to be a V in between them. So these have to be sort of opposite sets. So this is the A version of green and the B version of green, which makes this the A version of green and this the B version. This B is here. So this is the A version of blue, and this is the B version. Hmm. Does that tell us much? I'm not sure. The rest of these is A, and we have a 5. Wait, it can't be A. This is B. This can't be A, period. A is over here, B is here. And this is for the original A and B's, not the green versions. One of these is green, one of these is 5, so we have a 5 here. We have a green, and we have a low red. Okay. What does that mean? I'm not really sure. This cannot be red, because if this were red, this would have to add up to 10. So this is blue or yellow. It's the either the B version of blue or it's the high yellow. Okay. Hmm. Does that tell us anything? I'm not really sure. Anyways, here, 1 cannot be either of the greens, right? Because the greens must be 2, 8, or 3, 4 here. So 1 could be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, or 9 here. Hmm. Oh, this must be, of course, again, these can't be the same set. Actually, they could be. If they're both high, that could actually work. Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, we don't know too much about that one. Uh, oh, this is the low 1 through 4. This must be the high 1 through 4 because this is the high. Sorry, the low yellow, and this is the high yellow because we know that's a high yellow here. So this can't be high yellow there. Hmm. This cannot be D because then this would have to have an X in between. So D is one of those two. We're missing a blue or a 5 or a red. So this is blue, red, or 5, but we're not sure which. This obviously can't be green. What's left here in column 4? We have blue, green, blue, green, and red. But the blue is high, and therefore this would add up to 10, so that can't be there. The green would be low, and these would add up to 5, so the green can't be there. Therefore, this must be the high red. So this is blue and green left here. Here we're missing the high yellow and the high green. But we don't know which one's which. This cannot be the low red. What are we missing here? We're missing red, green, and 5. Obviously can't be the low red because that would have to be an X in between those. So this is either the green or the pink, which is 5. This is the high 6 through 9, the high yellow. Oh, interesting. So we have a high red here and a low red here. So they have to be opposite each other, right? They can't be orthogonally adjacent to each other or sharing an edge. What does that mean? Not really sure. What's left here is we have a low yellow, a blue, and a green. That doesn't really tell us much. Um, Hmm. What are the remaining digits in column 8, actually? So it could be, so this is blue or pink. It cannot be green. It could be red, yellow, blue, or pink here. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. The 1 cannot be in 5. So this cannot be pink. This is blue, yellow, or red. That's interesting. This cannot be blue. It could be blue. Never mind. The 4 cannot be blue. But we don't know where that is. Hmm. So this is blue, red, or yellow. Hmm. So if this were, okay, so say this was a 9. If this was 9, that would mean 1 would have to be a red, which would mean this is a red also. So that could work. Right. So that seems okay. If this were an 8, that would mean blue is a 1. It could not be the yellow high. So it would have to be the red high because blue adds up to 1, 9. Therefore, red and yellow must be 2 and 3 to add up with 7 and 8. So this would be red. If this is 6, that means blue is 1. Cannot be the pink, obviously, because pink is 5. Therefore, blue would be 1, 9, and green would be 4, 6, but that's not allowed. So this cannot be 6 then. If it's 1, 2, or 3, though, so either this is high red, so if this is 9, that forces this to be 1. If this is, that means this 9, which makes this a high red. If this is 8, this is 1, which means this must be 9. So then this is either high red or high yellow, but it can't be high yellow because of what that is. If this is 1, 2, or 3, though... Hmm. What does that mean? Hmm. One thing we know about these is one of these is high, at least. Because if they were both low, there would have to be a V in between. So one of them at least is high. Uh, does that help us much? I'm not sure. Why don't we go through the steps of what happens if this is not, okay, what these digits are. If this is 9, this is 1, 9, this is 4, 6, this is a 2, 3, 7, 8 pair. So this is 4 and 6, 1, 9. This is red, obviously. So we'd have 2, 3, 7, 8 here. So that seems fine. Hmm. Um, huh. Oh, that's interesting. So if the blue is a 1, so say this was 8, that means this is 1, this is 9, this has to be 2 and 8, because this cannot be 9 or 8, it's 6 or 7. This is a 4, 6 pair. So this is 4, 6, 1, 9. Makes that 1. This 1 and 9. So 8's here. This can't be... Okay, so that's interesting. If this is 1, that means this cannot be 4. So this would have to be 6. This would be 4. This would be 4. That would be 6. 4 cannot be... 4 would have to be one of these 3. Um... Cannot be high 8, so this is 7, 3, which makes this 8 and 2. 3, 7, 2, 8. This can't... Well, we don't know which one's which. So one of these is 3. That means this can't be 2, 3, or 8 here. So 4 is either in 6, 7, or 9. 4 would be green. So this, okay, so this would be 3, 2, 8, 2, 8, 2, 3, 7, 8, 3, 7, 7, 3. Green could be either of these. Green could be here. Seems fine. Huh. That seems all kosher. Hmm. Um, Again, this could be blue, red, green, or pink here. Hmm. Interesting. This is a low red again. This is a high red. If this is low red, that means this is low yellow, which makes this low red. Then low red would have to be one of these two. Okay. Okay. Yeah. In this column, in column 2, we have the remaining digits are high red, high yellow, or one of the blues. Blue can never be 4 because of this, right? That would force 4 to be here and 4 to be here. Because 4 would have to be in the 4th spot, but it would also have to be in the 1st spot, which is not allowed. So blue cannot be 4. The high, yellow, and reds can't be 4, therefore this can't be 8 ever. This again is blue. It could be green, or it's low yellow, which could be 9, right? Okay, so if this is 9 and low yellow, it can never be low yellow. Right? If this is 9, that means this is low yellow as a 4. That means 4 would be the yellow, and 1 in 9 would be the high red. But that would contradict the 9 then here. So this cannot be low yellow as the 9. Or sorry, the low yellow can't be the 4 here, if that were the case. Okay. If 4 is the 6, so that means if 9 is case, we know the 4 has to be green. If that's the case. It can't be the low yellow. What if it's 7? If it's 7, it could be the low red. So say it's 7 and the low red is 4. So this is 4, 6. Hold up. So if this is 9, that means this must be blue. Okay. Interesting. If it's 7, it could be low red or green. Say it was low red, then this would be 4, 4, 6. So this would be 9, 1. And then this would be 2 or 3. 9, 1. So 1 would be yellow. So yellow would have to be one of these 3. So it'd be 1, 2, or 3 here. Okay, that seems okay. If it's 9, obviously this is 4. It has to be the green, which means the blue is 1. So this still could be 1, 2, or 3. Or it could be 8, obviously. If it's 7 and this is 4 red. If it's... So 9 here means the green is 4. 7 here could mean the red could be 4, or the green could be 4. 6 here would mean that the green is 4, because again, that's the only low left. 2 and 3. Huh. You don't really have any. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so what happens if this is blue? If this is blue, that means none of the rest of the row is blue. Okay. That means this is low green. That seems okay. Hmm. That's not a, yeah, it doesn't help. Hmm. 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 It's kind of, I'm kind of stuck right now. Oh, this can't, well, no, this could be the high blue. Right. Ugh. Now that's interesting. If this is 2 and 3, the corresponding one. If this is 2 or 3, the corresponding one would have to be one of these two. Which means we would need two lows in this box. So one would definitely have to be the red. Or I guess, no, sorry, one would have to be... Huh, now that's interesting. One would have to be blue, low. So this would be high. So can this ever actually be blue? Okay, so say this was blue, right? This was then... You'd have two blues here. This would be a 5. So 5 could not be here. Pink would be one of these two. This would have to, the C would have to be a high digit because it's in between both blues. So blue could not be here. And if this, okay, that's interesting. Okay, so this would be 2, 3. If we tried to make this 1, 2, or 3, 1 could work. 2 and 3 could not. Because it would have to be a low red and a low yellow. And they don't add up to 5. One could work, potentially. So this would be the B version. This would be A. This would be B. So one of A or B. So this would be 6, 7, or 8. This would be 2, 3, 4. Therefore, this would be 2, 3, 4, and this would be 6, 7, or 8. That seems fine. That seems fine. Hmm. Mm. 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 The blue B has to be one of these three. Because we know this is A. So this is blue B and the C green. Hmm. Oh, that's interesting. So if, sorry, this is not, say this was, well, maybe we should take a look at what if this is pink too. Hmm. But if this is blue, this has to be the B blue, which forces this to be the A, this is B, this is 5, obviously. So C would be have to be 6 through 9. Either A or B would be 1 through 4. We're not sure which, right? Or actually, yeah. Yeah, six would be, B would be 7 through 9. Sorry, C would be 6 through 6, 7, or 8. We don't know where what A or B could be. Hmm. What happens if this is 5? That means none of these are pink. None of these could be blue. You have red or pink here. That's interesting. If it's red, huh? It couldn't be red because if it's red, these would have to add up to 5 and there would be a V in between. So this would have to be pink. So this is 5. This is not pink. One of these two is red. Um, this would be 5, obviously. So this would be B. This would be A. This would be B. So A would have to be one of those 3. Hmm. Hmm. D would be one of these, and you have a red here. Um, hmm. Actually, that's one thing. Right. This can never be red. If this were red, it's a low red, and this would definitely have to add up to 5. Because we know the high red is there. So this is blue or pink. If it's blue, it has to be the A blue. I'm not sure which one that is. If it's pink, it's 5, obviously. Hmm. That means we have a blue-pink pair here. So this can never be blue or pink. Right? So this is either blue or pink, and we have the other blue there, which means blue and pink can never be in the remaining cells in the column. This can't be green because that would have to add up to 10. This can't be red because of that. That red would force this to be a low red, which means this would have to add up to 5. That was actually pretty clever. Interesting. Um, so again, if this is 5, this must be B. So if this is 5, this is B, this is A, that must be B, and this must be A. If this is, so this is A or 5. If this is 5, this must be B, that's 5. This would be, this would be A, that would be B. So this could be either A or B. Okay. Hmm. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. This is some interesting logic here. So this is one of these three cells. One of them is the B blue, the other one is the C green. Um, and the other one is the high yellow. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Interesting. Okay. So if this is two or three, that means the blue or the green is two or three. Which means blue, that means it would have to be red or yellow would be the four, right? To correspond. Yeah, that's interesting. Hmm. So if this were two and three, it cannot be low red or yellow. That means it has to be a low green or a low blue. Which means 2, 3, 7, 8 would be blue and green. The red would be one, red or yellow would be 1 or 9. So the 4 would have to match. So we know 4 would be one of these two, right? This would be 2 or 3, and the be blue or green. Oh, it would have to be the green. That's interesting. Right? Because it can't be the low blue, because that's low blue. So this would be low green. This would be low blue. So this could not be low green. This would be high blue. This would be low green. So this would not be green. This would be the C. So this would be C, which would, okay, so this would have to be C. This would be the high version. This could not be low, so this would have to be high, which would force this to be low. This could not be blue then. This would have to be pink, so this couldn't be pink, so this is blue. This is the 5 then, so neither of these are pink. Um, so this would be 5. This would be 7 or 8. This could not be blue either way. We'd have to have a low blue. This would be the 7 or 8 version. This would be 2 or 3. So this would be 1 or 4. This would be 1 or 4. This would be 6 or 9. Okay. So this is 7, 8. This can't be this. If this were, this would also be, this would be 2, 3. So A's would match. So far, this is all looking fine. 2, 3, 7, 8. 2, 3, 7, 8. This is 2, 3. This is 7, 8. No 7, 8 here, no 7, 8 here. This would be a 1, 4 pair. Neither of these could be blue. So the low yellow would be here. The high yellow would be one of these two. This would have to be 2, 3. So this would be the high blue. The low blue would be one of these. So one of these would have to be, we're not sure. So far, this is looking okay. So neither of these could be the 4. This would have to be, so this would be 1 and 4. This would definitely be 6, 7, 8, and 9. This would be 6 or 9 specifically. Oh, that's interesting that I didn't think about. Huh. What are the colors for column 5? That's interesting. Well, it's not that interesting thinking about it. Okay, so still not that interesting here. What are the colors here? We have a high green, a 5. So it's pink, green, and the last one's yellow. Okay, maybe not so interesting. So if this were 6, this would mean that this has to be blue. Sorry, this has to be green because it has to be a low green. And therefore this must be green. So that's fine. So far, if this is 2 or 3, this is green, which is the low green. And this, if this is 6, this is 4, which means it's a low green. If it's 7 or if it's 9, that means the 4 has to be the low green here. So this is low green. Okay, so then 9 would be 4. This would be the blue. Right? That would be the high blue. So far, okay, so if it's 2, 3, 6, or 9. So obviously if it's 2 or 3, it has to be, it can't be the low red or yellow, so this must be low blue or green. And it can't be low blue because low blue's there, so this must be low green. If it's 6, that means 4 has to be here, and it has to be the low green, which makes this the high green here. If it's 9, that means 4 has to be the low green here. It cannot be yellow. Why can't it be yellow? Because this has to be the high. It's either high yellow or it's blue or green. And if it's low yellow here, that means this can never be high yellow. But then 4 and 6 has to be ratio with 1 and 9. So then the red high would be 9, which would be a contradiction. So then this would have to be green or blue. No, it'd have to be green because this is the low blue. So this would then be the high blue here. Okay. So the only case where yellow or red can be the only case where this cell can be yellow is if it's 7. Huh, interesting. So say yellow was 7. So it's 7, 3. That means this would be 4. 7, 3. That means this would have to be green as 4. Interesting. Huh. Right, because every other situation, this is blue or green. So let's see what happens then if this becomes yellow. So say this was yellow. So obviously this can't be yellow, this can't be yellow, this can't be yellow because these two would have to be yellow by themselves. This could not be the high yellow. So this would be 7, not 7, 4. This would be 7, which would make this 4. This would be 7 and 3, 7 and 3, which make this 2 and 8. That means this is 1, and this would be the green 4. So this would be 6, this would be 4. This could not be green. So this would be pink, which would be 5. This would be red. So this could not be red here. So this would be red. We'd have blue, yellow, blue, yellow. This would be red again. This would be the low red. So this would be 2. This would be 8. This would be 8. This would be 3 and not the red, so it's yellow low. This is red low. So this cannot be red. This can't be pink, so this is blue. This can't be blue. This is pink, which makes this blue. So this is next to both blues, so this must be the high, which makes this 6, 4, 4, and 6. So this cannot be red. This can't be low blue. This has to be low red, which makes this, low green. This is low green, this is low green, this is 4. And then 1 cannot be any of these. This can't be blue. This can't be red, pink, so this is yellow, which makes this 3. This can't be yellow. That makes this red, which makes this 8. So this looks kosher. This is not red. This is pink. So this is 5. This is 1. This is 9. This is 9. This is 1. This looks fine. So this is 1. This would be 6, 4, 4, 6. This is fine so far. And this would be blue and green, so this would be 9 and 6. Okay, so this would not be green. It has to be high blue. So this is 9. This can't be 8 or 9. This is 5, 6, 7. Ah, and we have a contradiction here. This would also have to be red root. Okay, so that's a contradiction there. Interesting. Actually, that makes sense. Right? Because this being yellow forces this to be a low 4. This has to be the this being a green means this can't be green. This is pink, which means this can't be pink. So that's blue. Therefore, this is pink, and these two both must be blue. So C must be the high 6, 7, 8, 9. But if it's the high 6, 7, 8, 9, we know this is the low green here. So this has to be low green, low green. But then the low green in row 7 has to be here. And it would have to be C. But we know that this green can't be low because it's next to both of the blues in that case. Therefore, we know this can't be yellow. So this is always blue or green. Interesting. Okay. So if this is 2 or 3, this is the low green. If it's 9, it's the high blue. If it's 6, it's the high green. Ugh. This is a lot of possibilities. It's pretty complex, actually, all these interactions. So if it's low, it's always low green. Therefore, it's 2 and 3. In that case, the red and yellow are 1 and 4. The other scenarios, if it's 6... okay, so if it's 9 or 6, that means the green is 4 in either case. Okay. What does that mean? I'm not really sure. But oh, problem. So okay, this cannot be 9. If this is 9, again, that means this high blue or green is 9. Well, that means it's high blue, right? But if it's high blue, this can't be high blue, so it must be low green. But low green has to be 6, so that's a contradiction. So then this would be low green, and this would be low green. Right? Because 9 and 1, 1 and 4 add up to 5. So green would have to be 4, 6. So this would be green, but this would also be the low green. Sorry, this wouldn't be 6. This would be 4, and this would be 4. Because this would have to be the low green of the low green. So this cannot be blue. This, then, so it can't be 9 here. Can't be 9. This must be green. And it's either low green, which is 2 or 3, or it's high green, which is 6 or 7. If it's 6, this is low green there. Huh. This is green no matter what, so this is C, essentially. This can't be C, this can't be C. So these are not green. That means this is a blue-yellow combination. One of them is B, and the other one is a high yellow. Okay, so what happens if this is 6? If this is 6, obviously this has to be 4. So we don't have green here. This is red. This can't be red. This is green, and this is the 4. So this is 4, 4, 6, 6, 4. This is then 1. This has to be 9. 6 obviously can't be here. 4 is one of these two. We're not sure which. So C. This is red, so this cannot be red here. And if this is yellow, the problem with this being yellow is that you're necessarily next to one of the 4 low reds. And there would be a V next to it, so this can't be yellow. This is blue or pink. This... Okay, so blue... Blue would be the 1. So this could not be 9. It could be 8 here. Red is one of these two. Oh, this is blue-pink. So this is blue or pink, this is blue or pink, and this is blue. So those are the only possibilities for those 3 cages. Therefore, this can't be blue or pink. This can't be blue or pink. This has to be red or yellow. Which means it's not 1, obviously. It's 2, 3, or 8. This, okay, so this is 7 or 8. This is 2 or 3. Okay. No 9. This is 1. This is 9. This is 1, 9, 4, 6. Okay, this cannot be green. Don't know about these. This is a blue-pink pair, but we don't know which one's which. We do know this is the A version, so this is 5A. But that doesn't help much. This can't be green. Okay. It cannot be 3. Because if this were 3, the problem is this would have to be a 1. And 1 is already blue. We know that for certain. So this can't be 3. This is 2 or 8. Here we have what? This is 1 or 9 here. And this must be 1, 7, 8, or 9. right? Cannot be 9 here. This can't be 6, obviously. 6 is one of these two. So far, it's looking kosher. Hmm. Okay, this, if it's yellow, it has to be low yellow. If it's red, it has to be low red. So this is because it sees this high red and it sees this high yellow. So either red or yellow, this has to be 2 or 3. That's interesting. This is essentially 1, 5, or 9. This is also interesting. 1, 5, or 9. Same here. We don't know what this is. This is 2, 3, 7, 8. This is obviously 4, 5, or 6. No 1, 4, no 1, 4, no 6, 9. No 1, 4. This is 4 and 6. One of these could be 5. This can't be 4 or 6. So this is 2 or 3. We have 2 or 3 and 4 or no 4. This is 6. That's possibilities. Okay, so far this is all looking still kosher. This cannot be a 1, interestingly enough. That's 5 or 9. Oh, this can't be 1. So this must be 8 if that's the case. Huh. Interesting. And this looks like it works actually okay. So that means yellow. This is yellow in 7, 3. This can't be yellow. This is the red. So this is yellow and it's 3, which makes this not yellow. This is red. 2, 8, right. And this is the yellow. So this looks okay. 2, 8. This is 3. This must be 7. Huh. So this is yellow. Okay, there's that. That's kind of convoluted. That seems okay. Went down pretty far path and didn't seem like any major contradictions there. So, um, so what happens if it's 7? That means this must be 3. This is 7. Actually, what happens if this is not a high digit? So that means the low digit is C. So this is 7, 8. 7, 8. That means yellow must be 1, 4, 6, 9. This cannot be the low green, so it must be the high blue, which makes this the low green. This has to be the other green. 4 is one of these two. That means this cannot be blue because that would because this can't be 2, 3 because that would be V between there. This can't be blue because that's the other one. So this is 5, which means this is 5. This is not pink. This is the so this is not 7, 8. This is 2, 3. Sorry. This is 7, 8 here, which makes this 2 and 3. Therefore, this is the high blue here with the high yellow. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9 here. This cannot be 8. None of these are pink. So, these are both blue. These cannot be blue. This cannot be blue. This is yellow or red. This cannot be yellow. If this is yellow, well, it could be high red here. Or, Sorry, this can't be red. Or it could be red if this is the 4. And this is high. Huh. How does that work then? If this is 4, okay, so say this was 4, then this 1 could not be in either 1, 2, or 3, so 1 would have to be 9. So that would guarantee this is 1, this is 9. This has to be red, which means this could not be the red here. This would be yellow. But red can't be here to be next to the 1. So this would be blue. Red can't be here next to the 9 because there would be an X in between. 1 can't be here because it would be next to the 4 and there would be a V in between. So this is a contradiction. Therefore, 4 cannot be here. Therefore, if that's the case, so this can never be 2. What if it's 3 and that's 4? Therefore, this is red. This can't be red. And we know this can't be red. Can't be red or yellow. If this is yellow, it's the low yellow, which means this adds up to 5. If it's the red, obviously it adds up to 6 here. Oh, sorry, 10 here. So it would have to be 6 to add to 10. So this can never be low, therefore. Okay, that's interesting. Huh. So we know now, we've shown, this cannot be 2 or 3. Therefore, C is 6 or 7. So green has to be 6 or 7. That's not 3 or 4 with that. Therefore, blue must be 1, 2, or 8, 9. Okay. Interesting. Huh. If green is 7, If green is 7, that means this can't be green, right? Because then 4 would have to be here, and it can't be green, so it would have to be red. Otherwise, green is 6. So that means, okay, so this C is 6 or 7. That means this is 3 or 4. This is 3 or 4. This is 6 or 7. That means if green is 7, red has to be 4. If green is 6, obviously green is 4, with to add up to 10. Sorry, we're talking about high green. So if high green is 7, obviously this has to be 4. But it can't be green, it can't be pink, and therefore it has to be a low red. So red can never be 1 and 9. Because either green is 4 and 6, or green is 7, which forces red to be 4. So that means 9 can never be the 1, because it's always 2, 3, 4, or 6, 7, 8. So low yellow is 1, 2, or 3. Hmm. Okay. So this is... Can this ever be... Well, this can never be 4 here. So D is here. If this is 7... So low green is here. Low green is here, which means low green in row 7 must be one of these two. And both of these could actually be green, right? Oh, this can't be low green because it would be next to a low blue. So this can't be low green then. This is red. So this can't be red. This is low green, which means this can't be low green. So this is blue, which means this is low green no matter what. So this is 3 or 4. This is 3 or 4. This can't be, obviously, green at all. So this cannot... This is high blue, 8 and 9. This cannot be... None of these can be green. Because we have a green-green pair in row... 8. This cannot be yellow, because if it's yellow, it's guaranteed to be next to one of the red lows. And this has to be low yellow. Huh. So this still could be both blues here. This is one... Okay, this can't be red, because then these two would basically have... add up to 10, guaranteed. So this is blue or pink. This is blue or pink, and this is blue. That eliminates blue or pink in the rest of the column. One of these two is a red. One of these two is a red. We don't know about these. If this were 3, this would be red and yellow, and would have to be the 2 to be corresponding to add up to 5. So this cannot be 3. It could be 1 by itself. No. Well, maybe. If it's yellow. Huh. Interesting. Don't know about that. If it could be 2 or 8. Or this is 1 and it's yellow. That means one of the yellows can be here. The other yellow has to be here. Correspondingly. This digit sees both high reds and yellows. Therefore, this is low. So this is low, red or yellow. We're not sure which. This is 5A. We don't know which one that is. This is kind of convoluted, but the high red, well, we already knew that. The high red has to be one of these 2. We don't know anything about the high yellow, though. And we have B also. This is 5 and A as possibilities. The low green has to be one of these 2, but it doesn't tell us anything. This could be the high blue, so it could be with that. Oh, this cannot be... It could be yellow. So this is 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. This is 1, 2, 8, 9. This can't be 1. So this is 2, 3, or 4 here, right? 1 could be either of these or 8. So this cannot be 1 either. This is 5 or 9. If this... Okay, so this can never be 2. Because if this were 2, that would force us to be 1 in the low blue, but the low blue is already here. So this can only be high blue or 5. So this can never be 2. This is 1 or 8. That's interesting. So this is... We have... this is 5, 2, 5, 8, or 9. Right. This can't be low, so this is 5, 8, or 9 here. We know one of these 2 is 8. If this is 8, obviously this can't be 8. If this is 1, then this can't be 1, 9. This has to be 2, 8. So either way, this cannot be 8 here. This is 2, 3, or 4. 1 is in 1 or 8. So if this were 8, that would force that to be 1. That's fine. I don't think this can ever be 9. If this is 9, that means blue has to be the low. But then this would be 5, and that can never be blue as low. So this cannot be 9, which means this can't be 1. This could be 2 or 8. That's fine. This could be 1, 2, 5, 8, or 9. So we know the B is here. We know that A is one of those two. This A can be 1, 2, 8, or 9, though. Sheesh. So we have to find contradictions now. We weren't finding them for green being 6. So maybe we look for if green is... where does the yellow have to be in row 8? Cannot be both of these cells, because if it were both of these cells, then there would be an X in between. So one of them has to be here. So this is not pink. So it's not 5. This has to be yellow, which makes this 7, 8, or 9. Therefore, the low yellow has to be one of these two, and this can't be the low yellow here. So this must be low yellow here. Cannot be A. This is low yellow, so these cannot be the low yellows. They're blue and green respectively, so this is low yellow. This can't be high yellows again. So now we have high green and 5. Okay, this digit cannot be 4. So this is either 2, 3, 6, 7, or 8. Obviously, this can't be 4. It has to be the high blue or it's high red. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9 there. This is either, well, it could be, it's low red or it's pink. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we can remove the C and D aspects. That doesn't help. This seems much harder than challenging, I must say. Okay, well, let's just try it if it's 1. So if this is 1, this is 4. This becomes 3 and 7. Okay, so then this is 6. This must be 4. It's not pink. So this is not red. This has to be the high blue, which forces this to be the pink. So this is 5. This is 1, therefore this is 8. I mean, this could be 2. Oops. So this is 2 or 8. This is 5. This is not pink. So this is 2 or 8. This cannot be yellow. So this can't be the low yellow. This is 4. This is not the low red. It's yellow, so this is 1. Ah, and they have a contradiction. Okay, yeah. Okay, there we go. That's one thing we should have figured out much earlier on. Wow, I should have figured that out really early. Anyways, I don't know if it would have made it a lot simpler, but this can't be yellow. So this must be red, which means this can't be red. So this is yellow, which means this can't be yellow. So this is red, which means this cannot be 1. Because the red cannot be 1. This is not yellow. This is... The reason why this can't be yellow is this would add up to 10. I dismissed that. Ugh. Therefore, we know this can't be 1. Because we know that the red is either 4 or it's 6. And we would have... This would have been much easier. So then we would have gone down this path. This is 8. Therefore, this has to be 1 and 9. Therefore, the red can never be the 4, so this must be 6, which makes this 4, which makes this 4. That makes this 6 and 4, 6 and 4. This can't be 8. This is 1. This is 9. This can't be 2 or 8. No 2 or 8. This can't be 9. This cannot be 9. This can't be 9, so it's a 1-5 pair. This can't be 2 or 8. This is a 5-9 pair. We don't know what this is. This is 1 or 9. This is not... The yellows and reds are 2s and 8s, and we know the reds are 8s. So this must be 8. This must be 2. This then must be 2, which makes this 8. All the low reds. This can't be low red. So this can't be low red, which means this is pink. This can't be... we need a high red, so this is high red, which means this can't be high red. This is then... Oops. The low red here. Which makes this not pink, so this is green. All the low reds are 2s then. We'll just get rid of these. And it's this one. So these are all 2s. Which means we can get rid of all those reds. Oops. That means all the highs have to be... High reds are 8s. That means the low yellows are all 3s. We can get rid of those then. All the high yellows are 7s. This can't be 7. This can't be 7. This is 5 or 6. It's fine. This is pink, so this must be 5, which means this can't be pink. Therefore, it's blue, which means this can't be blue. That's pink, which means this can't be pink, so that's blue. Which means this can't be blue. This is pink. So this can't be pink. This is green. This can't be green. This is pink. So this must be 6. This is 5. This is 5. This is 9. That means this can't be 9. This is 5, which forces this to be 1. So B's are 1. And A's are 9. So A's must be the 9s, B's must be the 1s. So those are the corresponding lows. So those B's are 4 and these A's are 6. This is 1 and 9. This is 4 and 6. This is 1 and 9. This has to be 4, so this cannot be green. This must be a blue, which means this cannot be blue. Because otherwise this would, yeah, this would be that would be two blues next to each other. This can't be yellow. Therefore, this is the yellow, so that must be 7. This must be 1. This is 9. This is 6. This can't be 9. So this can't be yellow. This is blue. That's 1. That makes this 6 and 4, and this is not blue. This is yellow, and is the 7. Woo! I think I still would classify this as hard, even though I missed this. That was actually kind of a major miss, though. It was still, like, that was still a lot of logic that you had to go through here. Yeah, that was still a lot of logic you had to go through here. So I still think that would have been just hard instead of the extended tier period of time that I took. Very cool, though. Very interesting use of the negative constraint. To limit things. And then with the numbered rooms, that also made things very interesting. Very cool puzzle. Hopefully you didn't miss this obvious, that this couldn't be yellow here. But hopefully you enjoyed the solve anyways. And I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.